So I got asked recently about my perfect bike, which gives me an opportunity to talk about size and how to buy a bike and what to look for and relative to your size. So for me, I'm 174 centimeters tall, and I've been riding a lot of bikes. I've been riding short bikes, long bikes, e-bikes, trail bikes, enduro bikes, even a downhill bike, and I've got a fair idea of what I want. I've got a fair idea of what I like. We've got Sev over here having a sniff around, chilling. He's feeling pretty good. A little bit limpy on the front sometimes, but he's pretty good. So I'm happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. Anyway, we're back to it. I've learned that for my size, 174 centimeters, I need a bike I want a bike that's, for starters, a 440 chainstay. 430 is a little bit short for I like a 460. I reckon 470 is kind of my upper limit that is functional, and I still love it at that. The Commensale I'm riding at the moment is a 475 reach with a 435 chainstay, and it feels more or less perfect. It's maybe a little, it's got a 50mm stem, so it's maybe a little long. If I put a 40 on it, it's probably spot on, to be honest. Feels excellent. It's upped in travel. It's a TR, but it's got 143 rear and 160 front instead of the standard 130 and 140. And come on, mate. And so I need a 460-ish reach. That's right in the middle of what I think works well. 450 is what I've got at the moment, and it's okay. It's my transition patrol, and I just think it's a little bit small. When I ride longer bikes, every time I get back on it, I'm like, it's a little bit small for me. If you're 170 centimeters, the bike could feel big and confident, I think. But being I'm a little bit taller, it's not quite what I want. So, without being specific with brands, which I will be in a minute, but 440-ish chainstay, 450 is doable with a 470 reach. 450 isn't doable with a 450 reach or a 460 reach, I think. Like Norco's doing, and I think there's a couple other mobs that are doing it, where the chainstay grows as the bike grows, which is how it should be. It should stay, the ratio between the rear center and the front center should grow as the bike sizes grow. So I'm happy to see that in the market these days, and I'm almost 100% sure all the bike brands will be doing it within 2 or 3 years. It's a no-brainer. If you want the best bikes, if you want to be building the best bikes, you've got to be building them so those ratios stay similar as they grow. So 470 reach, 440 chainstay, 29 front, 27.5 rear, 76 to 78 seat tube angle. 77 is kind of more or less what I want. I can deal with a 76, but when you go into 75, it's just less easy. It's just less easy on the climbs. So 74 is less easy on the climbs. It's still all right. You still slam the seat forward and trundle along and get it done, no worries. The Giant Rain kind of drops the ball. Not the 29er. 29er's nailed it, but the old Giant Rain with a 72.5 seat angle is just not there. So that's the only reason I'm not on a Rain, to be honest. It's the best rear end I've ridden on, the best performing rear end I've ridden on with that Super Deluxe, but it's just not a great position to climb. So I do a lot of climbing, 90% of your ride is a climb, 10% is the descent. So they're the numbers I want. Now the bike I want. I've been pretty big on these Banshees lately. You've probably heard me raving on about the Banshees, and the V2 was all right. The Banshee Rune was a bit big for me at the time. I didn't really get to send it pretty hard. It felt like I was real stretched out. It was kind of a high bike because it was kind of high and long, which put me at the end of my reach. So the V3s have come out. I haven't ridden the Rune, I haven't ridden the Titan, but I've ridden the Phantom and I've ridden the Paradox, which is a hardtail. And yesterday I had to bounce around on a Prime, which is the bike that's been in my sights for a little while. And the Prime feels absolutely perfect. It was only a medium, so the balance between the chainstay and the reach wasn't quite what I would like theoretically, but it felt killer. It felt so good. I know the suspension works phenomenally. It's the KS2 link. Seems pretty simple and pretty basic, but it works really, really well. The bike's fast, it's strong as hell. Strong alloy, I think it's a 7005 or 705. Not sure, I'm not an alloy connoisseur. Although you probably think so because I hate on carbon so much. I'm not big on carbon bikes. I've only ridden a couple of carbon bikes that truly feel like the frame should be carbon over alloy. But yeah, strong alloy bike. They feel stiff as hell. They carry so much speed. They pump off of everything. They've got wicked geometry, 65 head angle. You'd go a short offset fork on that. I wouldn't go a short offset fork on anything 66 and above. So that's something to think of if you're looking at a bike and they're starting to do the short offset kind of thing. I think the Prime and maybe even the Rune. So Rune for the big dog, charging hard downhill races and stuff like that. I live in Adelaide, so our downhill races aren't really Whistler. So I don't need a downhill bike. I just need a bike that charges hard. So the Rune, I think, would be the go, and I don't know if I'd go Titan in a medium or Rune in a large. Rune in a large, so full 27, gives me that shorter chainstay. The 450 is just a little bit, when you want to yee-haw and wheelie out of everything, the 450 is just a little bit long for how tall I am. If you're tall, it's perfect. But yeah, I think that's my perfect bike. That's my dream bike, is the Banshee Prime, or it's a dream pair, the Banshee Prime and the Banshee Rune. My other dream would be if Specialized brought out the Enduro in an alloy. And I know, just buy the carbon. I do not want to support the carbon industry. I'm not into it at all. The Revel bikes have just started making their version of a carbon wheel, a carbon composite wheel. Sev, come here. And it's, look at him, he's infatuated. There's a Dalmatian over there. Come, mate. Revel bikes have just started making killer wheels. Oi. Attaboy. And they're carbon composite, but they're using, I think it's not, what is it? I think they're using nylon as instead of epoxy, which makes the carbon completely recyclable. So no more waste, no more rubbish. And oi, come here. It's like a naughty child sometimes. Oh, I just want to play with dogs. Yo, Seb, leave him alone. Come on. Yeah, I think they're doing an excellent job, and I think you're going to see frames built of the same stuff very, very soon. So once they start making carbon that is completely recyclable, carbon bikes that the process makes them recyclable or more recyclable, then I'll start thinking about it and being a bit more serious about it. But for now, the performance benefits of carbon outside of weight, I don't feel it at all. And there's the cons of the recyclability. So a little bit hypocritical because I do use other stuff that's non-recyclable. You know, I'm not a super greenie. But yeah, alloy bike for sure. And those reach numbers, those chainstay numbers. Oh, wheelbase. It's got to be a good size wheelbase. It's got to be, the wheelbase is governed by your chainstay and your head angle, obviously. But head angle's got to be between 65 and maybe down to 63.5. I don't think I'd need if I was going 63.5, it'd want to be a long travel bike. 64 to 65 is perfect. Yeah, I think, and it's something like the Enduro, and I'm only saying the Enduro because of the reviews that it gets. So many people think the Enduro is just on another level. So it's all speculation. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see how they ride. I'd love to feel it. But for now, it's just speculation. Specialized have got good little kit. They've got the built-in tool, and they've got the little swap box in the down tube. The new Trek Slash. Trek is bringing out a new Slash. That's going to be epic. I cannot wait to see that bike. I think that's going to be really good. I really, really like the way Trek bikes ride for the most part. And I'm hoping, but I'm very, very dubious. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm hoping that Giant update their 27.5 Rain. If they do, and all they need to do is steepen the seat tube angle. Suspension's killer. Everything else is killer. They just need to make it climb better. So that's kind of a fuzzy idea of what my dream bike would be. I live in Adelaide. We've got a lot of flatter trails. We've got some gnarly stuff as well. So I need a bike that can do everything. If I was going to race it, I'd have to go it'd have to be the Prime. If I was going to do enduro racing, it would have to be the Prime for sure. I'd mullet it. I'd go, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I can go the Spitfire, which is the 27.5 version of the Prime, basically, the Spitfire dropouts and make the chainstays a little shorter, so I can go closer to 440 chainstay. I think they're 435 on the Prime. So I don't know. The new Commensale Meta AM would be so good. The Commensale Meta TR, which is what I'm riding now, but the old version. I think the new version is going to be an absolute slayer as well. So when you're talking dream bikes, there's a list as long as my arm of bikes that I would be more than happy to be riding. But for what I've felt and what I have ridden and what I like so far, yeah, it'd have to be the Prime for sure. And I haven't smashed the Prime down any trails yet. I just got to bounce it around the car park and do some cutties and stuff, and felt super balanced. And I smashed the Phantom around down all sorts of trails, and that thing was batting way above its weight. So yeah, there's so many bikes. I'm probably forgetting one that I loved as well, but that's how it is. What's your favourite bike? What do you guys want to ride? If you had all the money in the world, would you dollar up and spend it on the big name, big brands to get the biggest price tag you can, or do you go function? I always go function and performance. I want it to be simple. I want it to be easy to service, easy to clean, easy to look after, easy to replace things. I don't want a hanger that I can't, I have to wait 6 weeks for to get if I break a hanger. I want something killer. The new Transition Sentinel is apparently really good. They're probably going to bring out a new Patrol. On that note, before I go, I've got a Cascade link coming for the Patrol, so stay tuned for that. We'll see how that goes.